MD number 68.2 Unraveling the secrets of a leader who associates with bad people. How can he lead everyone to do the right thing? From Mangkorn, 01, January 2nd, 2025. During the time when 01 was the leader who built up merit, especially during 2009 to 2016, the enormous merit from the group of children who followed him to make merit every time without pause. Which 01 invited to make merit, was the power that 01 was able to use Dhammakaya knowledge to correct the diagram of the demon side that did a lot to humans. If anyone listens to the prophecies from astrologers or experts in various fields each year, it seems like their predictions were mostly incorrect, but in reality, it was because 01. With Dhammakaya knowledge and the merit of the group of children of 01 who accumulated merit as 01 invited them to accumulate without pause for many years, gained the enormous merit that allowed 01 to compete with the demon side in the enormous brightness of this great merit, allowing 01 to see the diagram of the demon side and correct it all. And succeeded every time. The demon side will send any diagrams to destroy humans. They will be collected and edited every time, without any advertisement. However, in recent years, it has been observed that since 01 gave information about the black hair Dhammakaya Buddha image belonging to the demon side, it is being made into two principal Buddha images by inviting the central part of the temple of 01, inviting the temple children of 01 to join in building in May 2023. And the temple invited to build one Buddha image for Wat Ban Kun in August 2023, which 01, by the hidden dragon, has been diligently telling this dangerous truth to the person who knows the truth to let Kyantawan inform everyone of this important news that when the principal Buddha image, which is the black Dhammakaya Buddha image, the devil's side has appointed him as the principal Buddha image in the ceremony of Wat Phra Dhammakaya. When that happens, the white Dhammakaya of 01, of Luang Pu Saad and Grandma Chan's side, will be defeated. When that happens, it will be the collapse of the group and the destruction of the people, both the children, the group of 01, and the people of the world. Because when the black monk is appointed as the principal Buddha image of any merit-making event at the temple, it will cause the participants in that ceremony to immediately abandon all their merit to receive sin from the devil's side instead, without anyone knowing because they cannot see the details. But the truth happened immediately when 01 agreed with his Dhammakaya knowledge and tried to have the knowledgeable ones tell Kyantawan to hurry up and tell this truth to everyone as much as possible. Kyantawan posted the information about the principal Buddha image being built by the black side on her own Facebook, did not share it with anyone. But Facebook reported and deleted it after only 3 days of posting. This shows that it was a report from those in the temple who promoted the creation of the principal Buddha image with that shape and color and did not want the temple people to know the truth at all, because they were afraid that the temple people would believe it and not come to make merit and build it. And they would not be able to build it for someone who owns it like that Buddha image. Fundraising will not be successful. Importantly, many merits in the new project names that have been inviting temple people since 2019 onwards have irregularities in the use of words in the sermons that are messages that he made as if they came from the real 01. And the person who handled the work orders from 01 was only 01's big secretary, because he even circulated messages from himself to everyone in the inner district. And it has circulated to the outer district since mid-2018 that everyone involved is prohibited from editing any messages sent from the messenger star, meaning from the real 01. Because he is the only one who will be responsible for the sermon messages of 01. Therefore, since then, which is mid-2018, if there are any messages that are like work orders or messages inviting people to make merit, support any new merit-making activities from 01 sent to anyone, they must come from the big secretary alone. There are no other people. Or to put it vice versa, there is only the big secretary who is the one who issues orders. writes any orders that seem to come from O1 to everyone. There is no need for the real or fake O1. When the initial information said that O6 and the higher-ups, Kumari collaborating to commit criminal offenses against O1 since May 2016 and leading to the removal of O1 from the position of abbot of Wat Phra Dhammakaya in March 2017 and continuously. Abbot Mu was appointed to replace him in October 2017 and later said that after the real O1 couldn't give orders via text messages anymore since April 2018 and the big secretary claimed that the authority to manage O1's text sermons lies with him alone in mid-2018. The story of a hidden dragon occurred in August 2018 and the group To Chase the Worms submitted a request to 6 monks. But they were carried away to adjust their attitudes and disappeared to be ordained in December 2018. There was an announcement of the appointment of a new temple executive committee on December 26, 2018 with O6 as the vice chairman for 1 year. I think throughout 2019 there were stories of various merit making including the merit of the golden plate Sirarat. Can it come from the real O1? The answer is no, and the news of taking all the pictures of O1 from the temple and prohibiting anyone from posting pictures of O1 anywhere, and prohibiting mentioning the name of Luangpur Dhammajayo, happened in 2019, and then there was an explanation from inside sources that the higher-ups did not like it. All of this is clear that the temple has been seized power by the higher-ups, right? And later in 2021, there was an announcement from someone inviting everyone to support the Zoom system project. Praising the Zoom system as good, asking everyone to help invite people to become members to reach 1 million in January 2021, with a similar style to O1. But everyone who listens to Kyungtawan tell this story now knows that there is no way it was an invitation from the real O1. But it was a word that came from the control of the big secretary who has monopolized O1's advice alone since mid-2018 and collaborated with O6 to do various projects that came out to invite again. And there was a welcome for O6 to come up to the monks' stage in the dining hall at the temple on Grandma Chan's birthday that year, January 19, 2021. When linked to the information from 2015, in the middle of the Buddhist Lent that O1 told O6 to go far away from the temple and not to return because of the embezzlement of O2's donated money to build a pagoda in 2014. It is also known that there was an order from O1 prohibiting the temple's channel, DMC at that time, from bringing stories from O6 to the program and prohibiting the bringing of images or videos showing O6's identity through the temple's TV channel absolutely. Which the monks and the team supervising the temple's broadcasting channel have strictly followed the order since the middle of the Buddhist Lent in 2015. There has been no change in the order. Later, O1 was sued with a criminal case in 2016 and had an arrest warrant in 2017. With information from Mangkorn Songkai, it was clear that O1 could no longer give orders. The big secretary had blocked everything since the middle of 2018 onwards. But O1 was still in the temple at that time. And O1's order to prohibit the broadcasting of O6's stories and images through O1's temple TV channel has not changed. Because chasing O6 far away from the temple and not letting him come back is for the rest of his life. Therefore, it is a believable reason that the cheering for people to join the Zoom channel to reach 1 million in January 2021, and the cheering for 2 million on Maka Buka Day, 4 million on World Environment Day, and 6 million on Asala Buka Day, all of these are the only reasons why people are trying to find a way to support having a Zoom channel. That had to invest all over again and send many people for training with monthly expenses in advance for 1 year. In addition to the GBNUS channel that replaced the DMC channel that was ordered to be closed in December 2016. was to allow O6 to have a channel to talk and preach according to his ideas to the members of the Zoom system who are O1's children without having to rely on GBNUS, and may also seize the opportunity to broadcast the program instead of the GBNUS channel that rejected O6. And it was observed that there was an attempt to use the Zoom system to broadcast the rice offering ceremony on the first Sunday of the month 2 to 3 times. But it turned out that the system noise interfered with the big merit-making ceremony uncontrollably, so it could not be used instead of the GBNUS channel. That means that if it can be used instead, O1's GBNUS channel will definitely be cancelled because of the only reason that the GBNUS channel did not allow O6 and the stories of O6's preaching to O1's children who have been following the GBNUS channel for a long time. But with the Zoom system, it is gracious enough to support O6 to reach O1's children for sure. When can it be used instead? Canceling O1's channel and replacing it with the Zoom system will allow O6 to permanently occupy or dominate O1's children because there is information from O1 through the hidden dragon, emphasizing that the Zoom system has magic tied to it, hoping to bind and charm the minds of O1's children who have mistakenly become members of the system because they believe that it is O1's wish to truly support the Zoom system. Even though if you think carefully, you will know that if it were the real O1, there would be no way that he would have invested a large amount of money in the Zoom system even though there is already GBNUS. But it is more likely that it is an attempt by O6 to find a way to come and teach O1's children that O6 cannot come through the GBNUS channel. And O6 wants to brainwash O1's children to bind the hearts of the children who love O1 to love him instead. If he does not have a way to access and talk to O1's children, he will never be able to win their hearts and get any factors from inviting them himself. The real experts have received information that before the idea of introducing the Zoom system to use in the temple, there was a meeting of the temple committee, and it was learned that the temple had a fund that would be a reserve fund and would not be used. It was a fund that came from the money raised from various projects that Luang Por 01 invited to make merit, and the remaining after the projects were completed. This amount of money could not be used unless there were new projects. This answer became a way for O6 to plan to use this reserve fund. Therefore, the Zoom system was introduced during COVID-19, which was considered a new project, so this reserve fund could be withdrawn. At that time, it was known that there were more than 10 million baht. Investing in using the Zoom system was very expensive. When someone objected to the expenses of this system and, more importantly, a contract had to be signed and a 12-month advance payment had to be made. When O6 had a history of embezzlement of donated funds and did not admit guilt even in front of O1, it showed that O6 had no remorse for what he had done. Even when O1 was there, nothing could be done to him except to chase him out of the temple and not let him come back. But he could have said that O1 chased him away. But after only 3 months, O2 invited him back to receive honor and a new title and position. At Fra Maha Fothi, Wat Racha Oros, O6 was certain that O2 did not see that O6 had done anything wrong. In addition, he felt guilty on behalf of O1 for kicking him out of the temple. So O2 corrected his wrongdoing towards O6 by welcoming him back and praising him with that status. When O6 did not see that he had done anything wrong, it meant that he had not done anything wrong. This means that taking 700 million baht in donations from the temple without saying where it was taken, what it was used for, or who it was given to was not considered wrong in O2's opinion. However, it was wrong to O1 to the point that he had to be kicked out of the temple and never to return to the temple again. Therefore, it is possible that since O6 believed that O2 was second only to O1, but was superior to everyone else, if O6 could get rid of O1, then everyone else in the temple after O2 would undoubtedly be O6's people. So he followed the plan he had planned to get rid of O1 since before he knew that O2 would call him back. But he did it out of resentment towards O1 who chased him out of the temple and not let him return. So when O2 called O6 back to receive the honor, O6 was sure that the plan to eliminate O1 with a criminal case would directly benefit O2, and O6 would easily get all the benefits. So, when it came to 2021, when O6 claimed to the temple executive committee that he had talked to O1 about the Zoom system, and O1 supported it, as the advice of someone sent out during the new year of that year, 2021. It became a matter of O2 not doubting O6's words at all, because he trusted O6 beforehand. Otherwise, O2 would not have come out to ask the abbot of Wat Ratcha Oros to appoint O6 to receive the title after O6 was chased out of the temple for only 3 months in 2015. Which showed that O2 clearly did not accept to follow O1's decision against O6 at that time. When the reserve fund was able to be with a new project, O6 really proposed to create a new project and cited a fake sermon from someone. Now, those who listened to Keontawan's story already know that it was a sermon from a big secretary. There is no way out from the real O1. As for O6 claiming to have talked to O1 but did not really talk, no one knows, and it is meaningless because O1 is no longer at the temple to tell the truth to anyone in the temple. From what Mangkorn told the real person to Keontawan to tell everyone that O1 had left the temple since February 2, 2019 and sent the news to O6 to know that he had left the temple. Therefore, O6 definitely did not talk to the real O1, but talked to O1's big secretary to cooperate by giving a fake sermon to trick O1's children into supporting the Zoom system in 2021. And to renew the use of the Zoom system, there is an annual fee according to the number of devices used to take care of the number of members, which is a very high cost. Therefore, when the temple is closed due to COVID-19, the need for Zoom will immediately decrease. Because the temple people can follow the program on the temple's normal channels via GBN US, both via the GBN TV app and YouTube Live. Importantly, the reserve fund that was withdrawn for use has run out. And the fact that O6 came to play a role in the temple's executive committee after being named as the vice chairman of the temple's executive committee for 1 year from December 26, 2018-2019. And it is not known whether the list of executive committee members was changed in the following years. But O6 was able to enter and exit Wat Phra Dhammakaya freely even in 2023 when O2 personally invited O6 to the meeting because he wanted to consult on O1's criminal case, making it known that O2 did not suspect or know that O6 was the one who planned to eliminate O1 through the criminal trial process that caused O1 to resign from his position as abbot and was charged with fleeing the arresting dog until that year. The fact that O2 invited O6 to discuss O1's case in early 2023 must show that at that time O2 still had the heart to help O1 escape the case. And he didn't know that the case was caused by O6's own plan. If it wasn't O6's plan, he would have advised O2 to hurry up and close the case for O1 as soon as he was informed by the prosecutor in October 2023 that he could close the case for O1 because the prosecutor would not press charges. But the result was that O2 decided not to close the case for O1 even though he had a 180-day chance until April 2024, which was the best and most important opportunity for O1 to have the chance to be free from guilt. Be free to meet everyone and lead everyone to build merit and do good together because O1 did not do anything wrong and was definitely innocent. And the reason that O2 gave to the host turned out to be a show of selfishness, instead of looking at the big picture that children around the world would be able to build merit again if O1 was free from the guilt of that criminal case. The pure flow of merit would occur all over the world again. and only merit that O1 could use to practice Dhammakaya knowledge to fix the sin diagram of the demon god would be able to fix the suffering that would occur to the people of the world as a whole. Because O2's answer pointed to O2's own personal point. If he helped O1 escape the case, O1 would kick O2 out of the temple and not let O2 stay at the temple because he accused O2 of playing the stock market. This answer was truly heard by the host after the host asked O2 that O1's birthday was approaching. Would O1 be able to come out and meet everyone on his birthday? O2's answer was that he probably wouldn't be able to come out. Then followed by these three explanations, it clearly showed that O2 was selfish. He was just afraid that he would be kicked out of the temple, causing O2 to lose his right to be the head monk and the highest and greatest monk at the Dhammakaya temple and lose all the greatness that he had sitting in O1's place. It even made O2 decide not to help O1 escape the stain of the case and lead the group to make merit again, which was a public matter related to the suffering of the people of the world as a whole. It was an unbelievable display of selfishness. The merit maker, who had been following O1 closely since 1966, being number 2 after O1 for more than 50 years, had a mindset that only saw what he would lose, not looking at what the group would lose if O1 did not come out to bring merit for the rest of his life. He did not realize at all that the fact that O2 did not help close the case and free O1 from all blame was directly committing a sin against O1, starting from breaking the fourth precept, lying. Because O2 had promised O1 about O1's case that O2 would be the one to take care of and help manage O1's case and ensure that no one interfered with O1's case. That way, no one would harass O1, such as not closing the case when he had the chance. But when the time came, O2 became the one who broke this promise. It was the same as lying to O1, saying that he would help. But when the time came he did not. It was the same as directly betraying O1 with no chance to fix it. And not responsible if anything happens to this world that O1 used the merit of the group to bid for the power to solve the evil side's plan all along. But because O2 did not help close the case for O1 to come out and bring merit to the group again, including O2 being the one who led the group to continue making merit by himself, and the fact that O2 always respected O6, it shows that the idea of doing any new project definitely came from O6's idea. When O6 was judged by O1 to be chased away from the temple far away and not to come back again, it shows that O1 saw in the center of O6's body that he was a sinful person who could not be refined to be a good person anymore because O6 had wrong views. The fact that O2 chose to associate with and help O6, respected him to return to being trustworthy and respected by the temple people again after O6 was chased away from the temple far away by O1. Not allowed to return for only 3 months. And the relatives and laypeople outside of that time hardly knew the truth that O6 was chased out of the temple by O1 and not allowed to return for whatever reason, so O6's reputation was not damaged. And in only 3 months, O6 returned to receive the fan of rank and a position that was even higher than before. It was equal to O2 creating infatuation in the large group of O1's children and temple people who came to rejoice in O6's receiving the fan of rank and position that day, causing them to be even more infatuated and respectful. And no one knows the truth that O6 committed a sin at the level that O1 had to say to chase O6 away from the temple that far away. But a wise person should think about it. And it is worth asking why a monk at level O2 did not think about the specialness of O1's magical powers, that if O1 did not see the problem in advance, that if O6 was allowed to stay, O6 would have the opportunity to guide and teach O1's children according to the wrong view. According to O6's own wrong view without O6 knowing, which would spread the wrong view widely. And any dissemination would become the dissemination of the wrong view from the wrong view that started from O6 to O1's children. To what extent? Which has the result of the law of karma, that is a serious sin that is very bad. If anyone has wrong view until the end of their life, that person will immediately go to the worldly hell as their destination. The result of sin from this point is easy to commit sin, but the punishment according to the law of karma is long and severe. So much so that O1 is merciful and does not want anyone to have to go and receive punishment there, not even a single person. So just telling O6 to go away from the temple and not come back was the most kindness towards O6. Therefore, when O2 went to help give O6 a chance to come back and also commended him with a position or rank, it was tantamount to supporting O6 to go astray even more, to have even more wrong views, and unknowingly leading everyone who believed in O6 down the path of wrong views with him. Especially O2 himself, who had been associating with O6 and consulting with them all the time. Especially with O1's case, inviting O6 to consult about how to help O1. When O6 had wrong views, he was on the opposite side of O1 who had right views. What kind of answer or advice do you think O2 would get from O6? If O6 suggested that O2 help close the case for O1, it reflected that O6 had returned to having right views. Therefore, he was happy to help O1 to lead the group to make merit again. However, the fact that O2 decided not to help O1 and let that opportunity disappear for the rest of his life due to personal reasons like that shows that O2 had a wrong view and therefore made that decision. And the person who caused O2 to have a wrong view and thus wronged O1 in this way could not escape O6. It also shows that O6 still has wrong views without change. Associating with bad people will lead you to wrongdoing. Associating with wise people will lead you to success. This is the first auspicious thing in life out of the 38 auspicious things that says not to associate with bad people. O2 is the monk who teaches the laity about the 38 auspicious things in life the most. However, O2 associated with O6 who was a bad person because bad people are people who think badly, speak badly, and do bad things regularly. When O6 committed a mistake since the middle of the Buddhist Lent in 2015, when O1 chased him out of the temple and not allowed him to return, that is, he had done bad things but was not punished, and O2 still allowed him to return to the temple. Therefore, it turned out that O6 had done the same thing repeatedly with the budget for construction of future projects many times. Because he had done it before, only O1 thought he was wrong. But O2 didn't think he was wrong. This means that he has the right to do something that is not wrong again whenever O1 knows or not. If O1 chases him away, O2 will come back anyway. Therefore, he doesn't think he did anything wrong, but in fact he has broken the second precept by deceiving the money first, so he allowed it to be withdrawn or lent it first, and just didn't return it. Borrowing and not returning it is the same as lying and stealing, breaking both the second and fourth precepts in Buddhism, which is committing sin and doing wrong. When O6 repeatedly behaves like this, it is repeating wrongdoing until it becomes normal wrongdoing. This is a full-fledged evil person that O1 must chase away from the temple far away and not let him come back because he must not let anyone associate with this evil person anymore. However, O2 himself did not see this sermon on this matter and did wrong himself, continuously associating with an evil person like O6 and believing everything he did, following everything he did. And even when a monk in the temple asked O2 about something O6 told him to do or ask from that monk, then the monk saw that it was not appropriate to let him go. When asked O2, he replied that he could give him whatever he wanted. This meant that O2 had been associating with a bad person, and the bad person led him to do wrong, so he willingly followed them to do wrong. He also told the lower-ranking monks below O2 to do as O2 said. This way, O2 became the leader of the bad person's group. And the bad person led everyone in the entire temple to do any project that came from O6's idea, which was obviously the idea of a bad person, leading them to do evil. When O2 told O6 to do as O6 asked them to, it meant that when O6 invited them to do something, they should do as he invited them. And a bad person like O6 would naturally invite people to do evil or sin. O2 told everyone to do as O6 said, which meant that everyone would sin along with O6. And O2 supported everyone to sin along with O6, not knowing that in the subtle aspects of merit and sin, if the merit that had been accumulated all along, there was only a bright white orb of merit at the center of everyone's body. If they join in the sinful work that O6 claims to be a new merit-making project, it means that everyone who joins in doing it will have to abandon all the merit they have accumulated throughout their lives to receive sin as their representative, without anyone knowing. Abandoning merit to receive sin. At one point, O1, through the hidden dragon, told Kiontawan through a person who truly knows, to tell everyone that if O2 were to be the leader of the group instead of O1, but instead let O6 talk, guide, and follow his invitations all the time, in order to make O2 turn to believe in O6. They must first make O2 hate O1 in every form. How much must they whisper in his ear, to the extent that the good deeds of O1, whom O2 knew better than anyone else, can forget all the beautiful and excellent good deeds that O1 truly possesses, and also increase the feeling of hatred for O1 to the point that they want to forget, want to not think about O1 anymore, and even turn their backs on O1, meaning not to follow the path that O1 is going on. And there were many times that O2 gave advice on the day of the big merit-making event, speaking in a manner that respects and follows Luang Pu and Grandma, but does not think of O1 at all. Shows that the person who instigated and whispered in O2's ear must be a person who is a direct enemy of O1, and who knows that it would be difficult to destroy O2's faith all at once. So they specifically destroyed faith in O1 alone, and then advised O2 to skip following Luang Fa O1 and follow Luang Pu Sod and Grandma Chan directly. How much did O6 have to whisper in O2's ear? How much did he have to destroy O1's credibility to make O2 believe O6, who did not know or see the Dhamma within, more than believing O1, who had known each other since 1966 and had never been apart during the 50 years of merit-making, and forgetting the great kindness of O1, who was the Dhammakaya Kotrafu, who had the Dhammakaya arising through the center of his body all the time, and who was the most skilled in practicing Dhammakaya knowledge in this era. The fact that O2 completely forgot O1 and never thought about it again. What will happen to O2? What is obvious is that all the merits that O2 has started to accumulate together with O1, ever since they met in 1966, until they built the temple together and followed the group to build merits for more than 50 years. No matter how bright or big the sphere of merit that has been accumulated together with O1 is, whenever O2 forgets O1, it is the same as O2 cutting off the memories that he has made with O1 all along. In O1's entire life in this life, from the time he met O2, O1 has been a Dhammakaya monk the whole time. Therefore, he has only continuously made merits. When O2 has been making merits together with O1 all along, O2 must have only a great deal of merits as well, even though he has not been a Dhammakaya monk all the time. The sphere of merit might not be as big as O1, or as bright as O1, but it is the brightest and biggest when compared to the third, fourth, fifth people who have followed up until today. How many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people? Therefore, when O2 decided to stop thinking about O1, It is the same as stopping thinking about O2's own merits that have occurred all the time that he has been thinking about and being with O1 all his life. The more someone tells him to hate or misunderstand O1 in any way, to the point that it makes the person who once loved him so much throughout his life hate and loathe him to the point that he doesn't want to think about that person anymore. For example, O2 doesn't want to think about O1 anymore, which means O2 is throwing away the merit he has accumulated his whole life to take the sin of believing in O6, who is a wrong view, which is the sinful side. When O2 throws away his merit will run out. When his merit runs out, he will lose his right to live. Then his sin will take effect, causing O1 to worry about O2, who will just throw away his life, throwing away all his merit, which would be such a pity. But O2 didn't realize it. By the time he realized it, his lifespan had run out because his merit had run out. Throughout the years that O1 left the temple, which was from 2019 until 2024, during these 5 years, O1 tried to have the wise tell Kyungtawan to tell the truth to his children, and hope that there will be someone brave enough to go and inform and talk to O2 to help stimulate good memories about O1 so that merit can return to O2's heart once again. Merit will return to O2's heart and the good consciousness will return to the heart. Merit will win O2's heart once again. It is equal to O1 getting a team that will go to the utmost Dhamma together back on the express train immediately. Because when O2 returns to right view, she will be able to open up the merit that she had done together with O1 throughout her life once again. Most importantly, it will lead the group back to the path that followed O1 to go with Grandma Chan and Luang Plu Sod for the goal of the utmost Dhamma once again. As long as O2 has not expired and O1, who is the leader of the suppression side, is still alive, the merit side of the suppression side still has the opportunity to pull O2 back to the white side to be the strength of the merit side at any time. But after O2 had the same wrong view as O6 to the point of not closing the case for O1 even though merit had opened up to give her that opportunity during that time. 180 days after October 2566 to April 2567, but O2 chose to forego that opportunity to gain great merit in helping O1 escape the taint and come out purely again, for an unbelievable personal reason, which was a wrong view firmly established in O2's mind, to the point that O2 did not complete this great merit, becoming a great sin for O1 immediately like that. And he also sat as the head monk in letting O6 lead the group to sin with various projects that O6 initiated and proposed according to the method of those who have wrong views like that, causing a lot of sin instead of the merit of everyone who had worked hard all their lives, throwing it all away to receive sin. And receiving sin continuously like this, almost thinking that if O2's continued existence would allow O2 to lead O1's entire group to get off the last express train to the end of the Dharma easily like today, wouldn't it be better to let O2 end his life by being eliminated by O6 since 2564 after Asala Buka Day? The answer is no, because if O2 had been allowed to end his life since that year, it would be a convenient way for O6 to fully become the abbot, to commit all sins to the fullest and lead everyone to commit sins conveniently, more than doing it through O2. Even if O2 believes him and agrees to do as he says, there is still time that it might change, or merit might have an opportunity to obstruct any sins, more or less. But if O6 comes to sit in the temple instead of O2, when will merit have to abandon everything, both people and the temple premises, turning their backs on them for the rest of their lives? Starting from that year, 2564, therefore, at least they have been able to fight and bid for power between the merit and sin sides for the past 2 to 3 years. But after the opportunity to close the case for O1 was gone in April 2567, and the temple residents who knew the truth from Kyungtawan were still few, The merit power that was lost because the large group had accumulated sins instead of merits, almost all of them, in many projects continuously for less than a year, made O1 almost run out of merit power to help this group. Some people wondered why O2 was afraid that his merit would run out quickly because he did not think about the merit he had made with O1 and had already thrown it all away. Why did O2 still look radiant in his 84th birthday on December 21, 2024? The answer is because O2 had accumulated merit from preaching to all generations of Dhamma heirs. From the first generation when the temple was built until today, counting who knows how many generations, who knows how many monks, and those who are still monks. With the Dhamma he preached to the public. The merit from good Dhamma preaching and making relatives, laypeople, and any monks who received it do good deeds and adhere to good deeds, accumulate merit, and have faith in Dhammakaya Buddhism continuously. No matter how many years pass, they still have faith. The amount of merit that has arisen from disciples all over the world who continue to do good deeds and accumulate merit in Dhammakaya Buddhism has also been sent to O2 all the time. The merit of preaching and training the Dhamma heirs to be true monks in the Dhammakaya sect of the Prab is a huge amount of merit that will never run out as long as the monks or relatives who have listened to the sermon from O2 are still in the merit. O2 will receive merit all the time. There is no way that the merit will run out easily. It becomes a supply of merit that nourishes O2's gross body to be well. Even though he is leading the group to commit sin continuously, the results of the sin have not had a chance to come to fruition because the merit is still being delivered all the time. Therefore, it is a bad result when O2 has a strong lifespan from his own merit that he has done, but he uses that merit to commit sin continuously and leads everyone to commit sin continuously, becoming ingratitude to O1. And he reciprocates the kindness of the group that O2 preached by himself by giving sin instead of merit when everyone comes to pay homage. Everyone pays homage to O2 and admires his good health, which is the result of a lot of merit that has come to fruition, but does not know that they are paying homage to the person who is leading the group to commit sin unknowingly. Those who pay homage to O2 are deceived into believing that he is still good, causing delusion in their hearts, which is a black sin. This is also the same as going to make merit by offering alms to monks. 1,000 temples on the occasion of O2's birthday that just passed, which received sin from delusion. No merit was created at all because the idea to do this event came from the heart of a wrong-minded person, O6, hoping to please O2, but behind the scenes, the intention was to organize this event with the goal of getting a 70% share for the higher-up in the Kumari according to the agreement that they had since 2564 before. The format of the event and the time coincided with O2's birthday, making it very appropriate to organize it. It was a sinful intention from the beginning, so there was no sin from the beginning. As for those who attended the event and saw O2 and thought it was because of merit and admired the power of merit that appeared before their eyes, due to delusion because they did not know that the soul under the body that seemed to be on the side of merit was continuously accumulating sin, which was purely on the side of sin. So they received a black sinful orb in the middle of the body instead of a merit orb. The temple people who participated in every new merit-making project that was announced to invite people to do in the past 2 to 3 years all abandoned the merit they had to receive a sinful orb in the middle of the body instead. When it was time for real merit, the real merit that was initiated since O1 was the first merit that invited people to do it, also received the merit by abandoning the sinful star once. When going back to do new projects that are for the dark side, abandon the merit star to take the sinful star again, alternating like this. Don't hope that most of them will be on the last express train to the end of Dharma or not. if you don't stop committing sins in the new projects that the temple invited you to. And we have told you in many clips already, how to tell which merits are real merits and which are not real merits. The important principle is behind the scenes. Is there still a 70% share for the higher up, the Kumari? And because the 70% share for the higher up, the Kumari is the main principle, it has become the main job that O6 agreed to do. It is equal to having to find new projects to invite hosts, merit leaders, and devotees to make merit with donations frequently, every 1 month, every 3 months continuously. Which this matter is not an accusation. When the information came from the former district who wrote to inform friends on his page since January 2023 that he saw O6 standing in the middle of the gate in the temple. And people passing by would hear O6 loudly announcing that O6 would go talk to O1 and propose a project that would bring 100,000 people to the temple to make merit per month. That was O6's image building. And then there were new merit-making projects almost every month in the early part of 2566, including the establishment of a strategic committee with O2 as the chairman and Abbot Mu as the vice chairman, with O6 as an advisor. The position may be wrong, but this announcement really came out, and not long after this announcement came out, there was an announcement signed by O2 specifying some details, such as the construction of the Dhammakaya Buddha image in various branch centers or temples that are not branch temples of the Dhammakaya temple. You must ask for permission from the central temple first, and you must join in making merit at the central temple. You cannot do it yourself. If any center leader does not follow this rule, he will be disqualified from membership. The short version means that all centers or temples that tell the laity to build the Dhammakaya Buddha image themselves are prohibited. They must join in making merit with the central temple and receive the Dhammakaya Buddha image from the temple to the center only. The roles of the monks on the committee are specified, overlapping with the work of monks who are already responsible for various aspects of merit in the big temple, just 1 month later. There was news from the merit leader exposing that at a certain temple, a shipping container was set up and inside it was turned into a room for installing 30 coil twisting machines that used a lot of electricity. The work was controlled by monks who were usually in the section of detailed Dhamma meditation to practice Dhammakaya in the meditation group. This means that the monk who was the head of the meditation group was responsible for allowing monks under his supervision to work on the coil twisting machines, which were worldly financial affairs and not the business of monks at all. When there were monks in the temple who worked like laymen, working in the world to earn money like this in the temple, and using the temple's electricity, it became something that was not in accordance with the Dhamma and the teachings of O1. Therefore, the host sent a complaint to the abbot and requested to file a complaint with O2. What happened was very unusual. If it had been during O1's time, he had not done anything wrong or bad. But it would still have been written as a big news story, and every agency and media outlet helped to spread false news until there was almost no truth to it. But with this news, it was a very big story, but it was completely silent. And the host who encountered this incident had photos and videos as evidence, and wrote a letter to file a complaint with the monk who was in charge of this room, and filed a complaint with the monk who was the head of the meditation unit of the monk who was in charge of this coil twisting room, which was O1's secretary. When trying to send the matter to O2, O2's secretary blocked the way and refused to accept the letter of complaint about this matter, claiming that everything done in the temple was done according to the policy of the President O1, meaning that following O1's orders was not wrong, which the host knew well that O1 would never order the monk to twist the coil. Continue to the next clip.